walked up into the hills near Hampi, and I'm looking at some of the climbing sites. And I ran into some people that are actually climbing here. And what a wonderful location. Right now it's not too hot, but it will warm up later on.
Look at the little rock underneath those two.
People that have bouldered or climbed at Hampi will know where I am. It's obviously a very popular site. And there's even potential in this area. I see a couple of spires for what I would call incredible multi-pitch climbing. Super nice. What's so interesting and actually pretty cool about Hampi, that the apparent climbing potential here for bouldering and multi-pitch in some ways seems almost endless. Of course, I mean, it's not endless, but there's a lot of it. You could climb here for a long time and not climb the same routes. There's a family there that's with a guide, Manjo, who I've gotten to know. And again, this is just a spectacular place for climbing. I've come down the rock slabs, just exploring, walking around, and I wasn't sure there would be a way out on the slabs. There were no cairns, and it's obvious now from this trail here that this area is used quite a bit for climbing. And it's kind of nice, I found a different way coming out, and so it will give me an idea of what it's like to walk here. From what I'm seeing so far, oh my goodness, I would recommend this as a climbing destination site for people visiting India that are climbers, but maybe coming here first for 6 to 7 days, and then going from here to Bandami, and climbing there for another week. And at that point, then you can do both sport climbing and multi-pitch climbing. You can do that here, but most of this is known for, it's known for bouldering. Well, this is interesting. Well, that makes it helpful. Easy to find the bouldering site. And I'm going to walk on this road back to the river and then maybe take a different way out. If not, I can backtrack on this. A friend of mine is guiding a family up there, Manjo, who actually I'm staying at his house. He has a homestay, which is quite convenient and quite nice. I think there's many places climbers want to go to that are very popular all over the world. I think it's appealing for a lot of Americans to go to Spain, France for rock climbing. And then you have the European culture and the cafes and coffee shops that are super appealing. I think at certain times of the year, this could be really appealing. Europe does have winter, and Spain can even get windy and cold. But I don't think that's a problem here. The main thing here that you're going to keep looking for is climbing and bouldering on the shady side or in the shade, or early in the morning and evening. A lot of the climbers I've met here, they go out in the evening or early morning to climb, and then they take a break midday. But I don't think you have to take a break. You can always find routes because there's such a variety on different aspects. You can find the shade here. Anyway, it's turned out to be a great walk, and a little bit more than I anticipated, which is good. Well, I'm at a location that I'm not 100% sure where I am. And now I know where I am. Those are the main temples in Hampi, but I'm on the other side of the river. But it looks like there's a place I could actually cross the river down there if I find the trail. We'll see. Well, I made it to the river. There's no one on this side, and the places I thought possibly I could cross doesn't look possible. So I'm going to end up backtracking, and if there was any place to cross, I know there would be young Indian men on this side frolicking on both sides in these sandbars, and that is currently not happening. No one's on this side except me. But it's been a bit of an adventure, and it's been fun. And now I need to make my way back up that hill, across the rice fields, go back up past the bouldering site, and drop down the other side. And it's going to take me a few minutes or hours. We'll see. Well, I made it through this little band of forest, and now I'm headed back up. Made it to the rice paddies, the fields, and now I'm going to hike back the way I came. Oh, I actually don't think it's going to take that long. But my little jaunt has made me think of something, and hopefully I can stay on top of the dike between rice paddies and chat at the same time. We'll see how that goes. So what I was thinking about, what do you do if you get lost? Well, like so much in risk mitigation, risk management that I talk about a lot, everything starts before you get lost. So you want to make sure you have some basic tools like map, compass, GPS, communication devices. All of those essentials should be with you. and you can still get turned around. But you have some tools with you that you can utilize to hopefully figure out what to do. Now getting to if you're actually lost in a dense forest, mountains, wherever, the next piece of advice I give, the whole situation depends on your experience. So with mountain rescue, search and rescue teams, we like to say, wow, if you're really lost, sit down. And you do want to sit down, relax, and figure out the situation. And for children, there was the whole concept of hug a tree, which essentially that was to get the child that is lost to stay in one place. But there's so many variables to that situation. In the news, we know that we were hearing more and more reports of dementia, Alzheimer's, looking for people that may be on the autism spectrum. And those individuals generally are not going to stay in one place. They're not going to hug a tree. They're going to keep moving, which it makes it difficult to search for people that have cognitive disabilities challenges. If you're a very experienced backcountry traveler without cognitive disability of any sort, or you're not impaired by drugs or alcohol, you actually may want to keep moving. But that's not the norm. It depends again on your experience level, your actual knowledge of the area, etc. So this is a big topic, but I can't stress enough, if you're going into an area, the first thing is the precautions that you would take to the possibility you may get disoriented and confused. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts, and feel free to share in the comments below any questions. There may be some questions about my experience level, but I was on mountain rescue, Aspen, for over 20 years. Been a mountain guide since 1986. And I have taught a lot of classes on orienteering, map, and compass. With all that being said, though, that doesn't mean that I, too, can get lost and disoriented and confused. And I do. I'm not afraid to own that, but I do have generally the resources to figure out where I am. A hard one, but this is true of any incident in the mountains, in the woods. If there's a major incident of any sort, you'll hear people say, stay calm, don't panic. And that's true, but that also can be a very difficult thing to do. And it takes, I guess I would say, a lot of training and experience to avoid that feeling of panic.